Hello everybody and welcome back to the lab. So today got a good one for you. We're going to be comparing the EVRIMA's Stegosaurus with Path of Titan's Stegosaurus. So which one is better? Which one do we think would win? So let's get straight into it. Let's bring the screen down. But don't forget, if you do like the video, please smash a like. And if you enjoyed my content or found it helpful, please don't forget to subscribe. So we're going to start off with the basic mechanics. So we'll start straight in with Path of Titan Stego. So we know that the Path of Titan Stego has two attacks. A basic nom attack, so from the front, and a tail swipe attack. Now with the tail swipe attack, it isn't directional, so it can't hit the front, and it basically does like a side swing motion which will hit in an arc. So that's what the tail swing does. Now the Isles Stegosaurus again has two attacks, so they both have two attacks each. It has a bite just like Path of Titan Stego, and it also has a tail attack just like Path of Titan Stego. But the difference with Isles tail attack is that it is directional, so wherever you point, so whichever direction your Stegosaurus is facing, so whichever way the camera is looking, the tail will kind of like spike attack at it. So it is directional rather than an arc, which is very interesting. There's also another mechanic which the Isle has, which Path of Titan doesn't. The Isle Stegosaurus is able to sniff for food, so it can sniff out water sources and potential meal sources, where in Path of Titans they haven't got that implemented for the Stegosaurus yet. So that's another interesting one. Bob! Bob, turn the backup generator on, the power's gone. Turn the power on, Bob. Sorry about that, guys. Power just went out. Bob has just turned the power back on. Woo, thought we were going to lose video footage. But now, next part, let's go into the animations. So, let's start with Path of Titans and how the animations for their Stegosaurus feels. Now, the Path of Titans and Stegosaurus animation, they feel good, they feel weighty, they look good. I like the model, I like the walk animation, and I like the run animation. They feel smooth, it controls smooth, and it feels like I'm controlling a big, chunky Stegosaurus, which I really like. Eating animations are good, and so is the drinking animation. Sitting down animation, again, look good. Sleeping animation looks good. Isles animations for the Stegosaurus, again, they look very polished, they look good. Kind of feels a bit more unresponsive, I think is maybe the best word. No, clunky I suppose is the word, where I know that they haven't got that precise movement. They've got movement on the spot, which I like. So if I was facing that way and I push W to turn back, the Stegosaurus would turn in place, but it does feel slow. Now I think that's where they're going for the realism aspect. Eating animations look good, sitting animations again look good. So both of them on the animation side, I think it's down to pure preference. I don't think there's a clear winner between Path of Titan Stego and the Isle Stego. I think they're both great. I think it's purely down to personal preference on which of the two you prefer. And in this instance, I prefer the Path of Titans Stegosaurus animations. They just feel nicer to me. I personally prefer that. So sounds now. So we'll move on to the sounds and how they feel between the two. So Path of Titan Stego has 7 different sounds and emotes. Sound-wise, they sound deep, throaty. I really like them, and the emotes and the model on the emotes looks great. I will say, looks really good. So I really enjoy them. The Isles vocals, they have 5, ranging from 1 to 4 on the calls, and the F chat, I suppose it is. So when you chat away, it makes another call. So there's 5 different sounds in total, with various degrees of animation between that 5. There's no like set emotes between 1 to 5. Where Path of Titans has like a 6 and 7, it kind of makes a noise but does an emote as well. In this instance, I believe obviously Path of Titans has more, and the sounds are great as well. The sounds between them both, again, are down to personal preference. I wouldn't say Path of Titans is better than the Isle, or the Isle is better than Path of Titans. In the sound department, it is down to personal preference on which one of the sounds you prefer. But I will say Path of Titans has more and has more emotes. So personally, I'm going to give it to Path of Titans purely on that objective-based analysis, not based on subject matter, which, if I prefer one sound to the other, is based objectively at that point. Now, on stats, how do they compare out in the world? What are they like for fighting prowess? How do they stack up against the other dinosaurs they come in contact with? So we'll start off with Path of Titan Stego. So the Path of Titan Stego, for me, when I was playing it, I versed various other dinosaurs and I lost every single time. Now, whether that's purely that I'm crap at the game or whether I don't think it's as strong as it should be. A lot of people were saying that the Stegosaurus is one of the strongest herbivores, but I faced up against the Sarco and another herbivore and I was directly hitting it with my tail and it didn't go down. The tail attack for me didn't feel as weighty as it should. If I'm getting attacked by a Stegosaurus tail at full force, full swing to the face, that should take a lot of damage, where they were basically face tanking my tail attack and I lost each time I did that. So it felt to me as if the Stegosaurus in Path of Titans, the attack wasn't weighty enough. It didn't pack that punch which I'd expect the Stegosaurus to have. The stamina was really good on it. The hunger was really good. The water was really good. So all round, it was a good playable herbivore. Just didn't feel like it had the attack it should have. Now the Isle Stego, the attack with the tail does feel very weighty. In some aspects, might even be too overpowered. But it does feel like you've got a really powerful, I don't know, 2-3 ton tail swinging at you and stabbing you, and it does do an awful lot of damage, and I do like that. The thirst on the Isle Stego depletes very rapidly, and the hunger maintains quite well, so there's a good chunk there to sustain him. Again, stamina is very good. Health pools on both dinosaurs are rather large, but in this aspect I will give my scientific opinion to the Isle Stego, because I do like the fact that the attack is very powerful, and I believe that's how it should be, not a weak little flick to the face. Now for the big one, overall verdict. Now this is my opinion based on what I've said. Your opinion might differ to mine, and it is quite subjective. I have tried to keep it as objective based as possible, and it was so close between the two dinosaurs. I mean, it was so close. I was having trouble picking. For me, on this occasion, I am going to pick the Isle Stego. Now that's purely based on the fact that I like the model a little bit better, not massively, and I like the fact that in combat it feels very, very weighty and I enjoy it. Now the Isle Stego I would pick for the animations of the run and the way it controls and the sounds. I prefer Path of Titan sounds to the Isles, believe it or not, but overall I'm going to go for the Isles purely because that's my pick. So that is what I think. I'd like to give a massive shout out to my Patreons, J72 Gaming, Salate, Nuggies, Hypo and Escaros for supporting me. And if you want to support me, the link for my Patreon is in the description and on screen now. There's some great benefits for supporting the channel and it really means a lot to me. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you found it helpful and enjoyed it. And we also have a Discord, so make sure you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you join that. Anyway, I've been Shadows. Thanks for watching. See you next time.